We should let people talk their stories and leave the storytelling to
But
us.
why wouldn't labels want to do that? You see what I'm saying? Like, they don't gotta
Well,
sign
they
these
would.
no more. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, some definitely would. They could. It doesn't really happen like that yet, enough to where it's like we have do we have any AI superstars?
I think we have, bro. I think you'd be surprised. I think we have.
SouLivate.
So do you think Tyler the Creator's done that musically for any of his albums?
That's why I ask you, because you are more familiar. So that's what I'm looking for. Has he done that? Or because visually you can do all kinds of shit. You know that. Visually you're nice and shit. You can do all kinds of shit. But musically, can you put, you know what I'm saying, really make us feel like, yo, this is some crazy, this is a story, this is like, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna get back to you with that answer because now I want to do some research on this.
Okay.
Now I want to sit there and like actually I need to dive into that question. That's gonna be a follow-up.
But I can't believe that Kendrick still hasn't stole your heart by performing a diss song at the halftime of the biggest game in the in America, bro. After winning a Grammy, musical Grammy.
For hip hop, it's different. I mean, I can obviously say that it's unique in its own characteristic. It's different. I mean, has anybody ever done that before? Is that a first timer thing?
Listen, with a diss song, when a diss song went this big, like, I don't know. I can't remember a time like that. Because there were some big diss songs, but not on this level. Not when you do, like, you get a Grammy for it, bro. Grammy's really not diss song friendly, bro. You got to remember that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So with some next level shit. So basically you're saying what? Number one is who in your generation, man?
Overall. Honestly, I mean, right now, again, I need to upgrade, but I honestly will say Kendrick right now because of what just happened. But I still need to win it over for myself because because it's like rap is rap at the end of the day. I like people that break boundaries of rap.
Nice.
And you know what I mean? I think music is not meant to have rules or standards. Of course
not. Don't put yourself in a box. We talked about this, man. It's stupid, yo. You know what I'm saying?
So I can always appreciate, good music no matter what, but it's like just because the record is big does not mean the record is different. And I try to find difference in records that turn into superstar records.
So it's like
I don't know.
That's why for me, like, Tyler the Creator, he's just like, I don't know. It seems like he's not talking about anything. Like I want to see a record as big as what you're mentioning, but I wanted to also do something lyrically. Like you can't just be on a record that big, just not saying nothing, bro. Like,
of course. Yeah. I need to figure that out.
Or can you or that's the thing, or can you like, you know what I mean?
You could, I mean, it's definitely not impossible, but like, yeah, I like things that have just an odd kind of approach to them, whereas like with Kendrick, there's always been consistency as far as like his catalog, his beat selection, kind of his vibe of thing.
Okay.
Like honestly, I will say this. Humble's the album, right? That he has Humble, right?
Yeah. Well, no, it's on the album. Damn, it's on the album. Damn.
Yeah. Thank you. That's what I was trying to say. That album, I actually would say broke boundaries, in my opinion. If I'm going to give it to Kendrick, that I feel like was the album that took hip hop and shaped it a bit. And Good Kid, Mad City, because I came from that. And I listened to that fucking album. That album was, I feel like, an introduction to what Damn was like. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that was his debut to show what Kendrick's about. And then Damn was the point in his career where it's like Kendrick knows what he's about. Everybody knows what Kendrick is. Now it's time to shape what Kendrick's going to be for the future for the next 5 to 10. You know what I mean? That's why I feel like this new album doesn't impress me.
I never looked at it that way. That's crazy. Like,
look at his albums and how they flow. that's where I'm trying to like.
So you're saying basically the highlight is of what you're saying is Kendrick hasn't taken it like to that next musical level. He's basically been on the same trajectory his whole career, right? Like that's what you're saying basically.
Kind of close. No, I'm saying like when we got to the Damn point of view of time, that was when people really started to see why do we care about Kendrick? Why do we care?
Yeah, but
Damn was that turning point.
Earlier you said he hasn't stepped outside the boundaries like a Tyler the Creator would throughout his career. That's what you were saying.
So I'll actually revisit that.
He? Are you retracting that now with the album?
Yes.
Damn, you're like,
I would now. So here we'll get to that, right? I would say Damn was the turning point where creatively things shifted. He broke some boundaries, but there was still trueness to who he was. As far as the new album, I feel like we just went here and now we're just back to here and now we're just coasting. That's why the new album is great and there's hits on it for what it is, but it sounds like just what Kendrick is. It just sounds like a Kendrick album. It doesn't sound like you know what I mean?
You know who we're forgetting, bro? For your generation?
Who's that?
The one that really broke boundaries? Mac Miller, son. Your boy.
Mac's been breaking boundaries.
Your boy, bro. Because you got to remember, he went musically on some crazy shit the last 2 albums, bro. This was something when you were sitting back and thinking like, damn, I didn't know he got it like that, bro. Like, what?
That was, you know what it was? That moment for me was, what was the album with Anderson .Paak on it? Shoot, that's horrible. I'm a Mac fan.
I think Water or some shit. Like, it was some shit. It was some crazy shit. Like, yo.
No, it was, hold on. There's a name for it. I got it.
It did what you were
Divine Feminine.
What is it? Divine Feminine.
Yeah. That album was, yeah, dude, that album was a turning point for like so many different things with Mac Miller. That's when he started screwing with other genres, period. You know what I'm saying? Mac was coherently, he started out, with his little debut mixtape that he had doing like just like straight hip hop
shit. Yeah.
Yeah. You got, I don't know. I think Faces was around that time era as well as Blue Slide Park. That was him getting into the trappier side of things a little bit.
Well, he basically did what you said. He broke musical boundaries, man. So
honestly, for his first 3 major albums, which is Kids, Blue Slide Park, and then Watching Movies with the Sound Off.
That's hip hop.
That's straight hip hop.
Yeah.
Once we get to like
about the last 2 albums, it was his last 2 albums.
Recent ones.
His last 2 albums.
Yeah, Balloonerism.
That's when he went, you know what I'm saying? Just straight, like he played a guitar. He did everything, bro. He broke. He was a Spencer Reese musically, bro.
Hell yeah. That's why I love him. He's so versatile, man. Balloonerism is a great album too. I don't know though, like it's screwing me up that they're still releasing music from him though. You ever feel like it's like I'm glad we get new music, but it's also like, do you feel like when a rapper passes away or like an artist passes away, it's like when they shut that off musically, they shut that off. It should just stay. You know what I mean? Rather than like,
I never thought about it like that because you got to remember, I came a few months after Tupac was shot to the United States. So for me, I heard it everywhere in school because I went to this like super ghetto school in Trenton when I first came to the United States for the first few months. I was in Trenton. And Tupac just got killed, and this is when I get introduced to hip hop. So everything that I heard of Tupac was after it was there's a word for it after like you know what I'm talking about. After the artist dies and shit, and
post aftermath.
Yeah, the album. Well, there's a word for it anyway. But so I got introduced to Tupac and to hip hop. Tupac is still my favorite artist. So when you talk about should we still, you know what I'm saying, get new hits, like it's an interesting question, man. Why do you feel that way though? Like I never thought about that. Why do you think so you think we should shut down the music of once an artist is dead, like that's it?
I feel like it depends on the artist. I mean, to me, when a major label is dropping music from an artist that passed, I feel like they're trying to milk the success of that artist still after them passing, and they're still trying to
They
make a
benefit,
profit off of it.
they benefit more. You got to remember that, bro.
Yeah, and like, look at Tupac. Let's make a comparison to Pac. I mean, like, I don't know. They're not dropping music, but I mean, I definitely don't think
Tupac
anything
is
related
always,
to merch.
my brother Tupac is always dropping music, bro. Trust me. If you would go look up right now, there's some Tupac something, bro. Like, trust me, man. Every year.
Like, think about like merchandise and like, you know,
Bro.
like things that relate to Tupac, like, you know, artifacts, like signed posters, like CDs, like USBs, like things like that. Like, it just makes me wonder, like, who profits off of that shit if it's Tupac because he's passed? Like, is it the label? Is this family? Like,
well,
you know?
for Tupac, his mom would get a lot of the royalties and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he was still signed to Death Row Records. But it's interesting. It's interesting that you bring that up, man, because it is true. But then from a musical point of view, you would have to stop listening to all the classics. Like, you couldn't listen to the Doors, or you couldn't like listen to the Beatles, or like, you know what I'm saying? So like, you know what I mean?
True.
I see what you're saying. I never thought about it like that. Like, it's crazy, bro, right? But
yeah, because I don't know. It's like, is it bad to listen to an album of like somebody's art that's released after they passed? Like, is it a bad thing?
I think
I don't know.
I think I know what you mean. I think it's because they're still releasing it like new music.
That's yes. That's what I can't dig. Like, I can't dig that. Like, unless they're giving proceeds to like a foundation for him, or like his family, or like some type of, you know what I mean? Like some type of positive impact. Like, you know, streaming royalties aren't getting set to like, you know, corporate. All right, fine. But dude, like Juice WRLD, for example, like when he died, what the hell was he signed to Interscope? I think he was signed to Interscope, but they were paused. They were
Juice WRLD was
him.
signed to Interscope. Really, you got to think about it, man. All these artists that died, bro. We lost Pop Smoke. We lost Triple X. We lost Juice WRLD. Like, now that you mention it, and all of that music has been dropped. Like, you're right, they dropping it like singles and shit. I think that's the problem, man.
What
you feel that way. That's why you feel that way.
I'm actually very glad, at least in this general aspect, when Pop Smoke passed away, the album that, because what was it? I believe Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon, was that before or after he passed? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I'm not real big on Pop Smoke, man.
Fair. Well, if it was, I believe it was before he died, if I'm correct. I could be wrong though. But there's only one album past that called Faith that was a tribute album that released to Pop Smoke. So like they ended it there. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's been no music released since that.
Okay.
You know, which is great. But you look at Juice WRLD, there's been The Party Never Ends 2.0. This just dropped in 2024. He's been dead for how long?
But listen, but
you know, it's crazy.
But what if the family, you know what I'm saying, is still getting money, man? Which
if the family's still getting money, fine. Then that's a win-win for everybody. You know?
Yeah, but I think you're right. A lot of times, like the record labels, they'll just, you know what I'm saying, give something to the family, but they make most of the bread. So I see what you're saying. Like,
yeah, I hate to sound anti-label. I just don't want to see no label thrive off of nothing after somebody passes. Like, that would just piss me off. It's like, might as well, like, he's passed. She's passed. Like, that point they're independent. Like, you know what I mean? Like, leave him be. Crazy. I don't know.
But are you still curious though? Are you still going to listen to that track when it drops and shit?
I'll still tune in. Yeah, I'll still tune into the music and see, you know, just what's going on, because it is good to listen to new music anyways. It's just like I always have that weird feeling in the back of my mind that I'm like, damn, like he's really gone and somebody else is dropping this without him.
Yo,
you know?
imagine,
it's weird. It's
imagine
weird.
We're living through time. We're living through times where really you could do a AI songs that let's say Mac Miller left a notebook, like a thick notebook, man. It's so easy to do AI now, like, and we'd get fresh music. Like,
yo, real talk, dude. Real talk. That'd be crazy.
I wouldn't like that, man.
I wouldn't. Could you imagine if somebody got a hand on like a famous artist notebook that passed and then they just AI'd all that? Just took all their art and just turned it to whatever.
I think we have that already, bro. I think they done that already. Come on, man. They must have done that already because they doing that with AI. That's the one thing I wanted to ask you, like, what do you feel as far as like a musician that you are, man, now that AI can make music, man?
It's good and bad. It's good because for people that can't find, like, let's talk producers, for example. Like, there's a lot of plugins and synthesia and like things that AI provides to help producers become inspired. You know what I mean? Like, if producers constantly make beats, at least now it's becoming, you know, quantity over quality. So trying to separate yourself is hard. And sometimes, you know, if you need to find inspiration, importantly, maybe you're in the studio with a big artist and you need to cook something up. And most artists just want shit like this.
I'm talking
time.
Making a full song, dude. Like just put in some lyric. Like, imagine right now AI can be like a Drake, but it's completely AI. It just mimics a Drake. It's its own original song, original voice, everything, and it's AI. It's complete. It's not a human being anymore. Like, and AI is putting out albums and shit. And like the only reason you would want to see an artist is when he's live. That's it. Like, and they could probably do a hologram of that shit. Like,
yeah, they have. They actually, there's a Chinese band, I forget the name, but it's like an AI simulation band that literally plays live, and it's just like holographic.
That's what I'm talking about. With
music and all. It's like, it's crazy.
So what do you like? What do you feel as a musician? You think AI will take over the music industry? Because remember, now the labels, they don't have to sign an artist. They could just do some AI shit, bro.
I think for the purists, AI is not going to be that big of a deal because we're still going to find.
But what if you don't know, son? Like, what if you don't know? What if they put out some shit and you don't know that it's AI? Bro?
Oh, if it's like AI versus the real deal of somebody. Yeah. Oh, then that's horrible. That's horrible because that's not fair to music, and that's not fair to music listeners. Period. Like, we tune into artists. We tune into bands, artists, rappers, singers, whatever you want to call it.
But
specifically because we want to hear them.
Now they could create like a whole story. You only see this. You only see this character online. It has its own like life story, like crazy, a girlfriend, like, and it's AI, bro.
It's horrible. Like, in that standpoint, it's horrible. I think we shouldn't touch that in music. Period. We should let people talk their stories and leave the storytelling to us.
But why wouldn't labels want to do that? You see what I'm saying? Like, they don't gotta sign dudes no more. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, some definitely would. They could. It hasn't really happened like that yet, enough to where it's like we have do we have any AI superstars?
I think we have, bro. I think you'd be surprised. I think we have. I think I'd have to find some. Because right now the industry is so big as far as if we talking globally and shit. The industry, you got to remember, there's a whole K-pop world out there, bro. Like its own universe and shit. And for people like you and I, we're nowhere near that universe, but it exists.
Yeah.
And it draws in billions of people, literally billions of people from all around the world. So, you know what I'm saying?
Do the listeners know it's AI? The people that tune into that stuff, do they know certain K-pop artists are AI?
No, I don't see. That's the thing. I don't know. I'm looking at it from a business standpoint. Like, why wouldn't labels want to do that? They would definitely want to do that, and people wouldn't even know because you don't see your musical heroes and shit. Like, you know what I mean? A J. Cole riding through on a bike and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Mostly you just see him online on social media. So I'm pretty sure they have created a artist like that before that has its own following, man. You know?
I definitely know it exists. I definitely don't think it doesn't exist. And I mean, by all means, if you're a label and you're trying to make chicken like that, and you can just make somebody exist with digital technology, I mean, yippee! I'm glad you want to profit from, you know, the imaginary world. I mean, look at, you know, anime and cartoons, like, you know, that's fantasy. So I mean, it's a side of it where I understand why labels will want to do it, and to me, it would either be for the profit aspect of it, for, you know, shaping music as a whole and verging into a new territory of music. You know what I'm saying? It is a possibility, clearly. And if they have, you know, K-pop people doing it, all right, there you go.
Because
if it becomes a new one, like a nuance, or what's the word? Nuisance, right?
Yeah.
If it becomes a nuisance to multiple genres and it takes away from the real people that do it, that's a problem. That sucks.
Because look, as far as AI, right? All the computer scientists that first started to create AI, they are saying that the current Chat GPT, its IQ is that of an Einstein, right? Now think about that. So that IQ is like 164, bro. Like we're talking. So right now, Chat GPT, the newest version, the 2.0 shit, its intelligence is at an IQ of 164. You got that, right? They're saying in the next 2 to 3 years, it will be 10,000 times that. So now, now we're talking about a whole different life form. That's an alien compared to us. An intelligence 10,000 times greater in the next 2-3 years. So that's as far as AI. So when we're talking about creating a new artist, it could pop out artists like this. Like we can't even imagine what's the capabilities of a computer like that. You see what I'm saying? We're headed,
absolutely.
So, you know what I mean? Like we're headed into some whole new world and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's kind of terrifying. Like makes you just feel like, see, it's horrible. When you realize that and you hear that from somebody, kind of makes you think you're just basic, you know? Like, because what could come of that? Like, are we going to start getting inspiration from AI? Like, that's that far down the line in musical intelligence? And what could be what in the next 10 to 20 years? Like, dude, who knows?
You know what I experiment with? I would go to like Chat GPT and ask it to like write a song or write a poem, right? And what I noticed is that I noticed right away that it's AI, that it's not a real human being, like it's not a living human being. I can tell right away, but by the patterns of writing and like by the collected storyline, like because when a storyline of all of us have individual stories, you see what I'm saying? And if you know how to portray that story, you know, it's a completely unique story. Like a Kendrick Lamar cannot really be copied. I mean, I don't know what an AI of 10,000 times 164 is, but it's still like you cannot copy a life story, man, of somebody's experiences that they gathered for the last 36 years. It's completely unique.
Absolutely.
That's why it comes out unique. You see what I'm saying? So I remember when I would ask Chat GPT, because imagine like I put together videos and everything, and people are saying, creators are saying, oh, use Chat GPT and shit.
Yeah.
I didn't allow myself to do that because I'm like, yo, now that's not me, bro. Like,
right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I gotta come up with this shit myself. Like,
literally, the only thing I've used Chat GPT for is literally just to make myself a Planet Fitness workout routine, and I could have gotten that from like anywhere. It was pretty bad. It was pretty valid. I ain't gonna lie, but that is all I've used it for. Other than that, that shit terrifies me.
So would you be sad if the music industry became full of AI and shit? Like, and
absolutely, I'd just stop making. I wouldn't stop making music, but I would not want to be in the music industry because of that. If that's the case, I just make music for myself at that point, because music is sacred. It's been around since, you know, caveman days. You know, music has been something that has been traditionally pushed down from generation to generation.
You know what the first instrument was?
No, actually, put me on, because I'm gonna feel dumb with this answer. I should know this.
African drum, man. That was the first original when people actually started. You know what I'm saying? Like, creating melodic sound. You know what I'm saying? It was the drum and somewhere in Africa, because you know what I'm saying, they started banning us. So since you're a drummer, you know what I'm saying?
I love that.
Your shit is most ancient, man. But you're right. But what I think it is, like, again, when we mention an AI that's, 10,000 times something we can never imagine, you know what I'm saying? Like, it would be sad if, but the thing is that we're living at a time where a generation, they could get fooled by this, like the TikTok generation you talked about. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Stupid. I'm just, for the record, like, next gen coming up is dumb as dirt. I'm gonna just say that on record. I don't care. Like, that, you were so right about that. Easiest generation to fool. Bro, dude.
That's what I'm talking about. So imagine that becomes the industry, but imagine like music like that you make, heavy metal or even like boom bap hip hop becomes something so underground, but still maintains its, amongst the population that, our art, like my generation, your generation and shit, you know what I'm saying? But speaking of that, so the reason I mentioned Mac Miller is, would you put him in the top 5 of your generation, which is the last 10 years? Because he has a solid, 6 albums, something like that?
Yeah. Yes, he does. Honestly, yeah, I could give him top 5 as far as on an influence level, a talent level. Lyrically, he's there. I feel like he's Mac Miller, and I'm not trying to sound like I'm meat riding because I just love the guy. Being honest, he is well-rounded in a lot of categories, enough to where I feel like he could represent a top 5. I don't know where on that list, but in that realm, across the board, and his personality, you know what I mean? Like, I got to give it to him. Yeah.
Yo, imagine you had a rap dream team and you would put like Kendrick and Mac Miller and shit. And imagine.
Yo, I'm gonna be so real right now. I'm gonna be so real. If you and me were playing football and it was your team of lineup versus my team of lineup, I ain't gonna lie, you're gonna win, bro, because I suck at this. No,
like imagine you could put like you know what I'm saying, like a super group and shit. Like, that's kind of what Slaughterhouse was and shit, when, you know what I'm saying, it was but imagine you could put a super group like Mac Miller, Tyler the Creator, like Kendrick Lamar and shit. Like, I don't know.
That'd be crazy. And then they go head to head in like a giant battle.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody's got to make some content for that. Don't steal that wave. Content creators can't steal that one. We might do that.
Yeah. So listen, we got announcements to make. We started filming at the infamous Moonrush, you know what I'm saying, newly innovated Moonrush studio, man. And this guy right across me, man, he's the creator of Moonrush. So we're in the Moonrush, like we're shooting once a week and all that. It's just we had technical difficulties, but right now, tonight you're going to be able to find our episodes fully in audio form on all the platforms, on, you know what I'm saying, Spotify and iTunes and all of that. And of course, don't forget, Spencer Reese is on TikTok with Moonrush, with SouLivate, with Spencer Reese page. You know what I'm saying? You got to go. Yo, he's making some dope videos right now. You know what I'm saying? They're fun. They're informative sometimes. They're like catchy and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, you getting that network popping, man, for YouTube or for Rumble or for something, man?
Yeah, we're getting started on it. Yeah, this is just to let everybody know. I mean, this man to the other side of me is who inspired me to get on this year and like really put BTA to myself. So I'm gonna be real, like finally getting around to actually doing content, creating. It's been a journey so far, and it's so much fun. It's a lot of work. You know, it's a whole different thing I've never done, but doing it now, I'm finding a new love for it, and it's fun. And I got a lot of cool things to show people and talk about, just like you were saying, you know, tutorial vids. I'm going to be doing a lot of live performance videos this year, showcasing artists, you know, locally and, you know, big and small, on the studio page. SouLivate, obviously, we're going to be getting a lot of cool people, obviously, as guests on here that he knows, plus people that, you know, I'm going to talk to him about that y'all get to get some surprises for.
We're going to have SouLivate freestyles too, man. Don't forget.
We're going to have people come through for open mics. We're going to be shooting a lot of cool stuff for you guys this year. just across the board. But you guys got to hop on the wave and just, you know, stay on the train because there's a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, man. So I wanted to say, excuse us for the not having the visuals. Like we shot a couple times, but then we had a little, you know what I'm saying? Like we're getting it, man. You know what I'm saying? We had little technical difficulties, man. But
my camera sucks. That's basically the gist.
We definitely have that coming. Nah, because you got to remember both cameras went out, man. So you know what I mean? So
you wait, no, oh yeah, I forgot. You're right. You're right.
The one in the center went out too. So you know what I'm saying? But it's cool. Like we got that, man. It looks beautiful too. Like in the Moonrush studio, like a lot of magic is gonna come from Moonrush. I wanted to make sure that we're making that announcement, man. So y'all gotta stay tuned, man. Cause like me stepping aside today, like watching your videos, like, you know what I'm saying? It's some shit I would watch, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got excited. I'm like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? And I'm really hard to like convince as far because I make videos and shit, and I'm constantly watching videos, and you know what I'm saying, so I'm hard to impress. But like I was like, oh shit, this is it, man. Like, so y'all gotta go and check it out. We're gonna be doing it, you know what I'm saying, the visuals in the Moonrush studio is super nice. You can go to all the platforms and get us on audio and shit, and we're just so thankful, man. The journey's beginning right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? We have a lot of plans. Like, you know what I mean? With God's grace, at the end of the year, we should get a building, like you know what I'm saying? There's going to be a lot of stuff coming, man. Spencer Reese Network, NazareN Network, like a lot of shit, bro. SouLivate. So what else you got going on, man? Before we get out of here, we've been here for almost 2 hours and shit. Like,
it's been awesome. This has been such a good episode. Yeah, I mean, as far as stuff going on right now, I mean, kind of just what you're already touching on. Yeah, like I said, be on the lookout for new SouLivate episodes. I'm going to be posting, you know, all of our episodes like pretty much every single day, you know, even on the weekends and such. Obviously, go follow all of our pages. Definitely be on the lookout for a lot of new music. I feel like this is kind of a big one right now.
Like, is there new music coming? Are y'all still doing shit with Tripod? Like,
yeah. So, well, before I even get to Tripod, I am working right now with a lot of rappers and people that are coming to my studio sessions, you know, just like booking with me. And I'm shooting content for everybody that books with me.
Nice.
So if you guys want to see here, if there's any rappers or artists or singers in the Philly,
hit up Moonrush, man. Hit up Moonrush. All the links are always in the description and shit, man. So y'all could go to all the pages. That's how you can contact Spencer Reese. You know what I'm saying? Set up a session. I'm a client too. Like, that's what the album was done. And I love it. This is my home studio, man. You come there, you feel at home. Like, you know what I'm saying? I love it, bro. And it's a good environment. It's professional. Like, Spencer Reese is always on point. Like, he'll have you walk out with your music in your phone. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been to studios where cats is like, oh, I'll send it to you in a couple days or whatever. Spencer Reese don't do that, bro. Like, he will have you walk out with your shit like already done, mastered everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? So y'all gotta come.
I'm like, I take my time on everything I do too, and that's the other thing too. Even just pertaining to, like, you know,
I'm saying you're that proficient, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you that proficient. You won't have a motherfucker waiting and shit. Like, you nice with it and proficient. Where I'm walking out with it, like I'm driving back home. I'm already bumping my shit. Like, that's how I like it, man. Like, you know what I mean?
I like to make sure people can go home and just feel their vibes that they just made and just be in that good mindset. You know, I love that. And people always tell me, like, damn, this sounds so good. Like, I love this stuff. And then it's like, I sit there and I actually send them the real version of the song like a day or two after when I get to mixing it. And they're like, it could have gotten this good. Like, it got better. I'm like, yeah, you went home with a premix. I do work behind the scenes for people. And I just love doing it. It's from my love of music. Other thing too, hey, for anybody watching this, if there's any Philly rappers that want to try to jump on SouLivate for a podcast and want to get interviewed, feel free to hit up this man on email, on any type of DM situation. We got a lot of cool stuff for y'all.
Hit both of us up, man. For real. If you want to be on SouLivate, man, come through and shit, man. Like, will you have beats available again? Like, is that ever coming again?
That was actually, okay, fuck it, I'll tell everybody. I am going to be doing that for the summertime. That was initially something I wasn't going to talk about, but Yeah, so I'm going to be bringing my beats back for sale on BeatStars towards like the spring and summer. I'm going to have a lot of stuff for sale up in, on my page.
Listen,
So if you guys want to come grab it.
You got beats for days, bro. Like you do have beats.
So many.
That's why I'm like,
so many.
And you got to remember the intro to "Prove to Me That You're Alive" is your instrumental, and it's hard as I still want to do that instrumental, bro. That shit is so hard. So you got to bring back the beats, bro. Like you got to bring that back, man.
It's gonna be cool seeing like what I'm gonna end up making as far as like what I'm doing content wise for that, plus what I'm posting or not posting, cooking in the studio. Period. Like what I'm just like creating. I'm gonna probably find a new side of myself with like rap shit, just like I know where my inspirations sit now with rap music. I've kind of found myself with that over time. Whereas like a lot of my older beats were just kind of like me figuring out who I am. I kind of know who I am now. So it's gonna be really cool to showcase that for everybody for sure.
That's what's up, man. So but as far as Tripod, y'all still like practicing and all that?
Oh yeah. So we're actually getting ready for the spring and summertime to drop either an EP, an LP, or an album, one of the three, and we're going to be dropping singles that go into that album over the entire correlation of the spring and summer. We got a lot of stuff coming. I mean, we're going to be doing shows in Philly towards the summertime. I mean, we got new merch that we got on the way that we're trying to develop. Obviously, new singles.
Moonrush is going to have merch
a lot of new content.
Right? Moonrush.
Oh yeah. No. That's going to be coming towards probably like end of spring.
That logo is fly as a mother. So like that shit is nice.
We're going to be doing, I know. I love it, dude.
And
we're going to be getting hoodies.
I'm a night person, so I'm a moon fan. You know what I'm saying? Already, like.
Yeah. It's a cool logo, man. Like, shout out AI. I ain't gonna lie, bringing back up AI. It helped me make that, and then I did a little design, yada yada. But hey, man, we're gonna be putting it on hoodies. We're gonna be doing it on hats. Probably, maybe shorts, depending upon what I want to design. But all of it's gonna be curated by me. I'm in full control, so like all the designs are gonna be really coming up on myself. So
yes, sir. Yeah, we got merch coming too, man. So y'all check that out.
Oh yeah. And, be on the lookout for SouLivate merch.
And we're definitely, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna get on the visuals and shit, man. We're gonna bring that to you from the Moonrush because it's nice. Like it's an actual, podcast, man. Yo, I love all of y'all, man. Thank y'all for being with us. Spencer Reese gonna take us out of here, man. This is SouLivate, baby. This is where you come to get your song. Oh, by the way, people, we're gonna post a little voting board and shit where you can go and vote for an artist that got their soul on, sold off, and didn't sell, you know what I'm saying, sold out, man.
Yeah.
So y'all can vote for that, and we're gonna announce it, and then whoever, you know what I'm saying, got the person that won all three categories is the one that's gonna get a prize from us. It could be something, you know what I'm saying, whatever, man, t-shirt, whatever. So
I'm gonna ship out one of my socks.
Yeah, so Spencer Reese, take us out of here. All my SouLivate fam, I bow down my head. I love all of y'all, man. Spencer Reese.
Hey, yo, we appreciate y'all tuning in the podcast. This is your most coveted Spencer Reese himself with NazareN. I don't know what podcast episode this is, but
number
it's one
7,
of them.
man.
We on number 7?
It's the God number, bro.
Oh, look at that. See? And it's probably our longest episode yet. That's even better. So thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to follow us, throw a like, throw a share it to your friends, and we hope you guys stay safe and be peaceful.
Nice. SouLivate. Yo.
Uno.
Uno.